All right, let's dive right in. So you're dreaming about studying in Canada, right? Well, that whole incredible journey kicks off with one thing, the study permit. But here's the catch. The rules for 2025 have been shaken up, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack for you.
You know, for so many people, studying in Canada isn't just about getting a diploma. It's the gateway to a whole new life, right? A fresh start, amazing opportunities, and it all hinges on getting that one single critical document approved.
But let's be real for a second. The path to getting that permit, it can feel like you're trying to solve a giant, complicated puzzle. And with all these new rules and tougher requirements popping up for 2025, you might be thinking, where do I even start? It is completely overwhelming. But hey, don't you worry. That's why we're here. Think of this explainer as your personal roadmap, designed to slice right through all that confusion. In the next few minutes, you're going to have a super clear step-by-step plan. So, you ready? Let's do this. Okay, first step on our roadmap, the dream and the document. Look, before we jump into all the checklists and the nitty-gritty rules, let's tackle the one thing that trips up almost everyone. What exactly are you even applying for? This is so important. A study permit and a visa, they are not the same thing. Think of it like this. The visa is your key to unlock the door and enter Canada. The study permit is what gives you the right to stay in the house and study. Simple, right? And here's the best part. When your study permit gets approved, you automatically get the visa too. It's a 2-for-1 deal with just one application. Okay, so now you know what you're after. Let's get into the how. Welcome to Section 2, your eligibility checklist. We're going to call these the big 3. And trust me, these are the absolute non-negotiable things you've got to have before you even dream of hitting that submit button. All right, here they are, your big 3. Number 1, a letter of acceptance. You'll hear it called an LOA from a school that's on the approved list. Number 2, the brand new Provincial Attestation Letter, or POW. We'll talk more about that in a sec. And number 3, cold, hard proof that you have the money to support yourself. Get these 3 things lined up and you're in the game. Okay, let's zoom in on this PAL, the Provincial Attestation Letter, because this is the big new thing for 2024. Why does it exist? Well, basically, provinces needed a way to manage how many students were coming in to help with things like housing. So this letter is your proof that you have a confirmed spot within that province's limit. Your school will help you get it, so don't panic. But, and this is a big but, if you're a master's or PhD student, good news, you are exempt. You don't need one. All right, let's talk money. For your living expenses, the magic number you have to prove you have is 22,895 Canadian dollars. Now listen up, this is so important. That money is in addition to your first full year of tuition fees. It's not one or the other. They need to see that you can actually live and eat and, survive without struggling financially while you're studying. And if you're not coming alone, well, that number goes up. If you're bringing family with you, as you can see here, you're going to need to show extra funds for each person. And just to be crystal clear, these aren't just helpful suggestions. These are hard and fast minimum requirements. No wiggle room. All right, you've wrestled the big 3 into submission. You've got your documents. So what happens now? Well, that's what Section 3 is all about, the application roadmap. We've laid out the whole thing in 5 simple bite-sized steps to take you all the way to the finish line. So here's how it plays out. Step 1, pick your school. That's a big one. Step 2, get that acceptance letter and your PAL. Then you're on to Step 3, which is basically gathering up all your other paperwork. Once you have a nice, neat pile of everything, you hit Step 4, submit the whole package online. And the final piece of the puzzle, Step 5, biometrics. That's just a quick appointment for your fingerprints and a photo. That's it. Okay, everybody, listen up. This next part is super important. Immigration rules are always changing, but some of the recent updates for 2024 and 2025 are absolute game changers. I'm not kidding. What we're about to cover could make or break your application, so you're going to want to pay close attention. First up, changing schools. This is a big one. It used to be so easy, right? You just went online and let the government know. Simple. Well, starting November 8th, 2024, that's over. Gone. Now, if you want to switch schools, you have to apply for a brand new study permit and get it approved before you can make the change. This is a massive, massive shift. You really need to plan ahead. Next, a huge alert for anyone bringing their spouse. The rules for them to get a work permit have been tightened. A lot. Here's the bottom line. If you're in an undergraduate or most college diploma programs, your spouse probably won't be able to get an open work permit anymore. That privilege is now pretty much just for the spouses of students in master's and PhD programs.
And last but definitely not least, a major warning about the post-graduation work permit, the PGWP. That's the one that lets you work after you graduate. Well, it's not a sure thing anymore, especially for college students. If you're in a non-degree college program, you now have to be studying in a field where Canada needs workers. Think healthcare, think skilled trades. What does this mean for you? It means the program you choose right now directly affects your chances of staying and working in Canada later. That's a huge deal.
All right, let's fast forward. You did it. You got the approval. Your permit is in hand. So what now? Welcome to our last section, staying, working, and winning. Let's talk about the rules of the road for life in Canada on a study permit, starting with how much can you work? It's actually pretty straightforward. When classes are in session, you can work off campus up to 24 hours a week. That's the limit. But if you get a job on campus, well, that's unlimited. And the best part? During scheduled school breaks, like your summer holiday, you can go ahead and work full-time, no problem. Of course, the big goal is to avoid getting refused in the first place. So let's look at the top 3 reasons applications get rejected. Number 1, the money isn't there or the proof isn't convincing enough. Number 2, your study plan doesn't make sense. And number 3, this is a tricky one, weak ties to your home country. Basically, the immigration officer isn't convinced you'll leave when your studies are done. You have to show them you have strong reasons to go back home, family, a job waiting, property, things like that. And really, it all comes down to this. The opportunity to study in Canada is absolutely incredible, but the process is tough and unforgiving. A single mistake, one missing document, one answer that seems a little off, that can be enough for a refusal. Your success is going to come down to being prepared, being thorough, and paying attention to every single detail. So, there you have it. That's the roadmap. We've talked about the documents, the money, the huge new rule changes, and the pitfalls to watch out for. The 2025 plan is right here in your hands. So I guess there's only one question left to ask. Are you ready to start the journey?